Hey, what's up out there? David Duford here. Thank you so much for watching this off-topic video about my health. So the reason I'm putting this video together is that I am like in day 45 of being locked down in my house, and I don't have access to my jiu-jitsu regimen nor a gym, and all I'm doing is eating and drinking. And I'm tired of it. I'm sick and tired of it. And this time I'm going to accomplish the goal that I've set out many years ago, which is get to a goal weight. But this time do it differently versus all the hundreds of times between now and 5 years ago that I failed miserably in doing it. So the purpose of this video is really just to share with you my personal goals, why this time is going to be different, and let you know a little bit about my struggles so you know where I come from and where my goals ultimately will lie. So if you don't know, I used to have, and well, I guess I still have a problem or a weight problem. I used to be very obese. I was very heavy, very obese, 240 pounds at 17 years old, at 6 foot even, and got hooked on Taekwondo, martial arts, lost 70 pounds in a year. It was great, but since then I've always yo-yoed up and down, mostly down, sometimes up. The last up being when I first started selling Final Expense, sitting around in a car, eating food at gas stations, you know, all that gross stuff. And found myself go from 185 after my gym shut down to 230 pounds. So I got sick and tired of it, probably has been 4 years ago, and lost a considerable amount of weight, with my lowest weight being at 170 pounds about a year and a half ago. Especially since being shut in here, my weight has gone up from 180 to 190, 193, kind of floating around there. And I've tried a multitude of times to try to convince myself out of what I'm doing, to get back on track, to hit my goal. And I just have been running into constant resistance to where I'm essentially into this circular pattern where I start to get a little results and then go backwards, results backwards, and then I never get anywhere substantively. So this time, the reason I'm doing this video is basically I'm at my wit's end. I'm tired of being a failure in something that is really important to me, especially when I've had great success in every other area of my life. I try to be a consistent person as much as possible, so this always has bothered me because this is something I know what to do. I know what the solution is, and I just can't seem to break it. So what is the solution? The solution is following through on what your promises are to yourself. And after some careful consideration, I've thought about this for at least a year and kind of always talked myself out of it, is I think what is missing from my ability to get results is sharing what I'm doing with you. I seem to be more consistent when I have my reputation on the line. As I tell new agents, my reputation is everything in my business. I do what I say I'm going to do, and I'm on public display. So if somebody finds that I don't do what I say, and you can go rip me a new one on Scam Report or something. So when it comes to my fitness and my health, you know, the fact that I have this, you know, pulpit up here to tell you about my shortcomings is great, because it really is the solution to, I think, where I'm falling short, which is I can privately fail myself and nobody has to know. But where I'm at now, I can literally talk to you, candidly about how much shortcomings I've had and how frustrated I've been, and that I'm finally done with it, and I'm committing publicly to everybody what my intentions are and our goals are, so that my credibility is on the line. The funny thing is you know, I already know what to do. I've got a program that's worked well for me in the past. I know what exercises and workouts to do. It's like this isn't an issue with a strategy. It's an issue with commitment through harder times and having a desire heavy enough to go through the hard times. A couple of things I am going to eliminate that I think are constant sources of causing me to fall off the bicycle. Number one being alcohol, especially since coronavirus. I went out in a mad rush because I thought things were going to get super serious and bought like 3 box wines. Bad idea. I don't have a problem. I just like to drink when it's there. And so I decided to put everything away, see it, not see it, keep it out of mind, out of sight, out of mind, and allow myself not to have the inhibition or the lack of self-discipline that drinking causes for me. So, because it seemed to be that when I drank, I also ate a lot of food too. It was just like, who cares at that point? So I'm getting rid of that because I'm pretty otherwise self-disciplined, and can be without that. That just adds to the lack of discipline. The other thing I'm doing differently, instead of having cheat meals once a week, I'm going to refrain to twice a month cheat meals and keep it calorically within the system that I've decided to hit, so as not to go overboard and then cause a caloric uptick and reverse all the gains that I've gotten, or the losses, I should say. The other thing I'm going to do differently is, in reading, I'm reading a book called The Success Principles from W. Clement Stone, one of the Believe to Achieve, I think it's called. And I think somewhere in there he mentions inspect what you expect. And it's so true. If you expect some sort of result, you need to inspect that it's actually being done. And I've always sort of kind of inspected what I expected, but not to the point that I could hold myself fully and entirely accountable. Again, part of the reason I'm doing this video is that this allows somebody else to inspect what I expect and to be publicly held accountable. The other part of this is keeping a very detailed analysis of what it is that I'm eating on a consistent basis, and then also having this platform to share with you kind of results and what's going on and how it's happening. And then to also fully invest myself in writing down my goals on a repetitious basis. One of the things I've done personally that's been good for me in a business capacity is, once I started writing down my goals on a daily basis, monthly, quarterly, yearly, 3 and 5 year plan, not just once and then forgetting it, but doing it a repetitious amount of times a month or a week or even a day, I found that I would better ingrain what my targets were once I had written them down several times or consistently. It's like the more I wrote it, the more I believed it, the more I was invested in discipline. It became kind of subliminal, if you will. But I've never really done that with weight loss, as far as weight loss goals or fitness or health goals. I just kind of went with the flow, and when I got off kilter, I didn't double down. I just went back into a circular pattern. So anyways, I guess the purpose of this video is really just to kind of share with you kind of a personal weakness I think that I have. I'm tired of being weak about this, and I want to do something constructive about it. And I think, my wonderful audience, all you out there, I really appreciate you watching this, if only to entertain myself to achieve a goal that I want, but maybe, hopefully, possibly motivate some of you all out there too. This coronavirus has been really tough for a lot of people for a lot of different reasons, for sure. And for those of us that are blessed to not have health issues that come with this, it's been psychologically stressful for a lot of people, not having the routines that we're used to, certainly not taking care of ourselves like we should. So hopefully this will motivate some of you to find ways to make it work. So if you got any comments, criticism, questions, please let me know. I plan on doing probably, like I said, another video in a couple of weeks, maybe a month from now, talking about what my exercise routine is, what I'm doing as far as my diet, if you will, more of just kind of some sensible stuff with a level of self-discipline and consistency. And then I'll also be sharing you with my results, so you know that I'm sticking to it. My goal by August 1st is to be 170 pounds. That's the deadline I'm putting on it. I'm absolutely going to hit that number no matter what. Might be able to do it a little sooner. We're looking at probably 15 weeks out, lose about 1.5 pounds a week. I could probably get there a little sooner, but August 1st I think is a challenging but achievable goal. My mind is always like, how can I achieve goals faster? But I'm okay if I get to August and hit my goal weight. So I've got about 20 pounds to lose, give or take. It should not be that hard if I just do what works and keep telling you guys about it. All right, David Duford here. Thank you for watching, and thank you again for caring enough to see what I'm doing. All right, bye.